Hey there, YouTube. Good to see you again. Adam here, coming to you from a different spot today. Over here, different spot at the farm. You're resting precariously on a ladder. Hope that you're all doing well. I certainly am. I was over here taking care of the chickens and thought, ooh, I gotta make that video for this month, which is, by the way, March 2026, end of March. 311 KS, my favorite Savinelli shape. The Oceano, the blue and white stem, beautiful. I think this was my first 311 actually that I bought. With some Robert McConnell Highgate, my favorite blend. Wonderful. Anyway, I'm kind of in the midst of a travel period of a five weeks. So I get 2 weeks of work travel that have now passed. Last week I was in Italy for school, and then now I have 2 more weeks of travel, which is pretty wild. But I'm home long enough basically to do my laundry and take care of the birds and have a pipe, see the family a bit. But the nice thing is that I left and it was pretty cold and we still have a little bit of snow on the ground. Came back and it's in the 50s Fahrenheit. Pretty warm. Well, spring-like anyway. So came over here and, you know, food and water and digging some holes for posts for the new chicken outdoor run, which will go up hopefully in April. Once I have a little bit more time on my hands. But I wanted to be sure to get a video in, give you some updates, and say hello. I committed, of course, to 1 video a month, and I am going to do my darndest to keep that going, despite the busy schedule. Anyway, as I said, last week I was in Italy. So it's 2 planes, 2 trains, and a walk. That's how I get there. So it's a plane from Detroit to Paris, Paris to Milan, 2 planes. Then 2 trains, one from Malpensa, the airport I fly into, to Milano Centrale, the central rail station. And then my second train from Milan to Brescia. Which, if it's going well, which it often is not, but this time it was, it's like a 40-minute train, 45-minute train. And then a walk from the station, Stazione, to where I study at the school. It was a good trip. It was beautiful weather. It was mild weather, actually about what it is now, so mid-50s Fahrenheit. Sunshine, not like today. It's kind of a gray day here in south central Michigan. But it was good. I didn't go in the fall, as I normally would, because of the baby. So it's been a year since I've been there. It was nice reconnecting with everyone and reminding them what my research is and presenting on it. Actually, so I have 2 supervisors. One of the 2 is Italian. And so she very graciously came on the train and met me in person, which was nice. I haven't seen her in quite a while. And did all the stuff that we do. Talk about research, which is objectively very boring. But, you know, we like it. So should be done really in 2 years, but, you know, it's kind of at your own pace. But anyway, that's all going well. I do have a provisional update on the pipe club that we're trying to get going here in my neck of the woods. So provisionally, so I've yet to have one more conversation and waiting sort of for things to actually fall into place officially, and then I'll share it officially. But I think what we're going to do is the third Thursday of every month. The Arrowhead Pipe Club, which meets at Paul's in Flint, Michigan, which is a well-established shop and club. They meet, I believe, on the third Tuesday. So we want to have it near the end of the month, but not conflicting with Arrowhead. So I think third Thursday is what we're going to shoot for. So mark your calendars, like with a parentheses of like, this is probably when it's going to be. But as I say, I will, ooh, the sun came out. I will more officially share that when official word can be shared. But that's what, like I said, that's what we're shooting for. It's also challenging because as the sort of main person trying to get this going and organizing it, I have a wonky travel schedule. And so I'm also trying to be sure that it's a time that I can actually attend and keep the shop open and all that. But that's my hope. Thank you, by the way, to those of you who have sent me emails or Instagram messages saying, hey, I'd be interested in this. I think it sounds like we've got a good kind of starter group of people, between 5 and 8 people who have said, like, yeah, let me know and I'll definitely show up. And a few others who are sort of a maybe. But Maison Edwards is not a huge shop anyway. So it's not like we would be able to accommodate 25 people at once, really, without some modifications. So we're going to start small, which is the way you should start everything. But await further updates on that. In terms of Rust Belt pipes, I've been away for the last 3 weeks, and I'll be away for 2 more. So nothing has happened because I've been traveling, but come April, mid-April, pipes. So that's going to happen. I'm also probably, because I wasn't able to get to it because I got back home around midnight last night from my trip. My intention was to do a blend review of Dorchester Esoterica that I got a tin of from Chuck at Maison Edwards. So I'm going to release a separate video, I think, or I might wait till the end of April to do it. But I'm very excited to get that open. And may even, if we end up meeting, if the club ends up meeting for the first time in April, third Thursday, I might just bring that, and that can be a blend that we all share together and enjoy fresh from the tin, which would be pretty cool. I've been, this is like a personal update rambly, as these videos are, I guess, have always been, are more so now. Trying to adjust to my new reality of life has been interesting. So, as I said, I think in my last video, I have started a new job that's very different than my old job. It's not location-based, so I work from home mostly unless I'm traveling, which obviously I have been. But it's just a very different type of work. And the way that I would express it is, so my previous job, I worked a ton with students, high-achieving students, doing international travel, study abroad kind of stuff. And I was like the guy. And that comes with, that type of job comes with a lot of stress. You know, messaging students, advising, students who miss deadlines and then try to do it the day after or stuff like that. And of course, the always prevalent parents, concerned parents who want to know what their kids are up to and what they're getting for what they're paying and all of that. And university students find ways to get themselves in trouble. So it was a high stress job. It weighed on my mental health, I guess. Not I guess. It weighed on my mental health quite a bit and made me anxious. And in my new job, I have none of that at all. Like it's totally absent from my reality these days. I don't work with students. I work with faculty, university faculty, and people who want to take students, but I don't myself facilitate that process really. And it's been interesting because I have worked really directly with students for 10 years in one capacity or another. And now I don't. And I'm kind of in this space where the things I worry about now are like, am I forgetting something that I should feel nervous about? Which is so stupid and such a, I'm a millennial, I guess in the middle band of millennials. But it's such a millennial thing to be anxious because you don't feel anxious. And it's like, man, I feel like I should be nervous about something, but I'm not. And that gives me like a pit of the stomach feeling. Which, even to say it out loud, sounds so stupid. But, I like to be vulnerable in these videos. Because it's like, now I'm in partnerships. Which you could, I suppose, label as sales in a way. And so there's very little of my job that is like, I don't have any fires to put out, Very little of what I do is time sensitive. I don't really have deadlines. It's generating new stuff. And yeah, I don't have a point to this, but it's just what I'm feeling right now. And that's a strange, funny thing that I've been experiencing. Yeah, I'm just sharing that. Thankfully, I do have ample time now, more time than I did before, to work on my PhD, which is good because I'm a little bit behind, with the baby and the job change and all of that, and my own foot dragging tendencies. I'm not really far behind. I can make it up in a couple of weeks, but the schedule that I laid out for myself, I'm like 2 weeks behind. So if I'm going to feel nervous about anything, it should be that. But that's neither here nor there. Something that's good, and this will be the last thing I'll say because I know I'm waffling a bit, but I'm, like many other people, have some level of the seasonal affective disorder, which I don't know if I know that you can be diagnosed with this stuff, but I haven't been. But I definitely kind of get bummed out after 5 months of dark, cold, not being able to come outside, at least not in a very enjoyable way. And coming out here this afternoon, Sunday afternoon, I feel a physical release. It's like with smoking a pipe, it's like slow down, do something you enjoy, and being able to come outside and do that here at the farm, which I'm slowly trying to revitalize in my own small way. It's a great way to step my foot into the spring, the upcoming summer, which in Michigan is such an awesome time. A lot of things that I've been planning since late October and early November, planning to do this year. I'm getting to the point now in the year where I can start working on that stuff, like working on the boat. Last year we bought a sailboat, small one, 22 footer, but it needs quite a bit of work. And so I've been, buying up the materials and planning order of tasks and jobs and stuff, and getting my tools and stuff to where they, buying some tools and things to where I can work on it. And it's exciting. It's this sense of anticipation when winter turns to spring, starting to turn to spring, because all those things that you dreamt about, you can actually start doing. The boat, expanding the chicken coop to have really better, usable outdoor space. The garden and all that stuff. We're going to put the dock in over at my in-laws, and so we'll start doing fishing, early summer and really all throughout the summer. So it's a good time. There's a lot to look forward to. Whereas I find typically in the winter, the things that we look forward to are gatherings more so than anything else. We look forward to, in the U.S., Thanksgiving. Here in Michigan, it's like deer season, November 15th, Thanksgiving at the end of the month, Christmas, New Year's. Like, we look forward to these milestone holidays. But you can't really do much else unless you're going on vacation. But the spring and the summer offer so many opportunities to do stuff that isn't just like get together with your family and eat a ton of food and then like fall asleep. It's a really exciting time. And over the summer, I shouldn't have to travel much because universities, over the summer, faculty are off doing their own thing, and it kind of slows down a little bit. So I'll have more time at home, and we'll get this pipe club up and running. So that'll be something to look forward to every month as we're able to do it. So I suppose the point here is that I've felt anxious for a couple of different reasons. And while I feel that still, I also have this other bucket of anticipation, excitement that is good. It sort of counteracts the bits of anxiety that I'm hanging on to. And even just being able to sit in the backyard, beer, cigar, the dog running around, that's a good feeling. It's funny, one of the things I see on Instagram a lot are like, what do guys want most? And it's always just like a guy in a lawn chair in his garage with a couple of beers. Like, it's actually very, very accurate. That's something I look forward to, along with everything else. I don't know if you're similar. Let me know. What are you looking forward to this summer? Big plans, big travel? We're not doing any big vacations this summer. We're going to do a road trip to the Upper Peninsula in Michigan. We're going to go all the way over to Marquette, which actually I've never been that far west in the Upper Peninsula. So we'll go hiking, we'll go to Lake Superior, and then we'll go over to Marquette and do that sort of good stuff. Michigan summer, looking forward to that. Two things upcoming, because as I mentioned, I'm traveling a lot, and so I may be in your neck of the woods. So next week on Thursday and Friday, I'm going to be sort of in Chicagoland area. And so if you are around, maybe we can find a time to grab a cigar or a pipe. I would say late on Thursday, I'll be available. And actually, I'll be sort of like 30 minutes west of Chicago. I don't know if that's really Chicagoland, but, in the neck of the woods. And then the week after, I'll be in St. Louis, Columbia, and Kansas City. I'm doing a back and forth thing for work. And my nights are mostly free. So if you're in Kansas City, St. Louis, Columbia, somewhere in between, let me know. I'd be down to meet up. Message me on Instagram is the best way to get a hold of me quickly, or email, but really Instagram is the better of the two. All right, this has gone on long enough. Thanks for hanging in if you have hung in. I will, like I say, once things get locked in with the day and time for the club, I will put out another little update here and also on Instagram. And otherwise, you know where to find me. All right, everybody. Thanks for checking in, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.